Today, we're going to find out which flagship model is the best mobile development coding agent. We're going to give the same prompt to 3 different models, to Fable 5, GPT 5.6 Sol, and Kimi K3, and ask them to build a calorie tracking application. The rules are simple. 1 prompt, no revisions. Make sure to stick till the end because the results are crazy and I don't think you are expecting what you're going to see in this video. Let's get it started. Before we begin our experiment, we're gonna go ahead and set up a couple of third-party providers that our applications will use. Here, I'm talking about Clerk for authentication and user management, Revenue Cat for subscription management, and Gemini API for image analysis. To set up Clerk, follow the link in the description below, set up a new account, and create a new project. Then go ahead and copy the API key because we're going to need it in a second. Why am I using Clerk? Well, because that's the easiest and most reliable way to implement authentication and user management in your application. Because here's the thing, when it comes to authentication, there are so many edge cases and complexities that you don't want to risk messing something up. And trust me, there is a lot of ways to mess it up and risk the security of your application. Clerk has implemented an amazing and secure platform for user management. It's very easy to integrate. They provide a CLI, they provide agent skills to make your life easier so that you can focus on building amazing applications and let Clerk manage everything when it comes to authentication and user management. This video is sponsored by Clerk, and thank you very much, Clerk, for being long-term partners of our channel and for making our life easier as developers. Now back to the rest of our providers, and when it comes to Revenue Cat, you just create a new project and I simply copied the API key for the test store. For Gemini, just go to aistudio.google.com, create a new project, create an API key, make sure you have the billing enabled on that project, and we are ready to go. For the starter project, we're going to keep it quite simple. We're going to simply create a new project with the default template of Expo. We're going to install a couple of skills, provide the environment variables, and that's about it. So in a terminal, I'm going to simply go ahead and say npx create Expo application at latest. I'm going to choose the latest SDK. And once that is done, I'm going to navigate to the project. And here I'm going to install a couple of skills. The first skill that we're going to install is the Clerk skill that is going to help our AI agents set up Clerk properly. So I'm going to select the ones that I need. And also I'm going to provide the general find skills skill that is going to allow our agents to search for their skills that they will need. I'm going to create a new .env file where I'm going to put my API keys for Revenue Cat, for Clerk, and for Gemini API. And let's go ahead, copy the whole prompt and get started. I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to let it run and see what it does.
Quivering, kissing the ring in slow motion, digital lipstick, a shade corrosive, boiling, kicking the...
Alright guys, so the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's go ahead and compare all 3 models side by side and see which one is the best for mobile development. Alright, here I have applications, we're going to jump right into them in a moment, but before that I would like to compare the time it took each model to complete the whole application with 1 prompt. Fable took 1 hour and 26 minutes. GPT 5.6 took 48 minutes. And when it comes to Kimi, this is something that shocked me because it took 1 hour 54 minutes. All right, so yeah, Kimi, it took a bit longer because it made way more mistakes and it had to rebuild the application couple more times. Now it is time to actually jump into the applications, launch them side by side and compare them. And I'm going to score them on 3 different things. I'm going to score them on functionality, on design, and on the native features. Here we have Fable on the left, GPT 5.6 in the middle, and Kimi on the right. If we look right away, we see that Fable was the only one that actually have implemented an icon. It's not the best one, but it has an icon compared to the others that went with the default one. Let's go ahead and launch them. 1, 2, and 3. And here we are on the home screen, the first screen that the user will see. My first thought is that none of them actually use really nice imagery here. GPT 5.6 tried to use some imagery, but it's not really relevant to a calorie tracker application. I would give 1 point to Fable and 1 point to Kimi. Let's go ahead and start the onboarding. Kimi decided to put all the onboarding questionnaire in one screen. When it comes to the design, what jumps into the eye is a lot of cards and also inconsistency around the border radius. Everything is rounded and these ones are square. When it comes to Fable and GPT Sol, both of them decided to start with a goal. I think both of them have done a pretty good job, but I'm a bigger fan of the design for Fable. It's way more cleaner. I don't really like all of this clutter here at the top. Yeah, overall, I really like the design of Fable, and I will give it probably 1 point as well. Going next, here is about the user. Next, that's going to be the activity. Next is building a plan. So this is a common screen right before you're showing the paywall. Pretty clean design for Fable on the left, but I think it's not enough psychology best practices for improving the conversion of a user. So it's clean, but I think what Fable did here with at least one user feedback is really nice. And with Kimi, quite basic, quite straightforward. A lot of colors, looks very playful. Not a big fan, but it's okay. So if I do see my plan, and create my account, Fable decided to show the create an account page before showing the paywall, and Kimi did the same. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up, and we're going to see how well did both of them implement Clerk. So I'm going to press continue. Both of them redirected to the check your email with providing the 6 digits code. I really like the design that Kimi came up with. Let's try the verification code again here. And here we are on the paywall. We see 3 paywalls designed by 3 different models. If I look at what Fable did, it's a lot of data. It's a little bit busy in my opinion. What do you think? The best one here, I would say that it's Kimi. It's quite straightforward. It's the only one that knew to add the terms of service and privacy policy links at the bottom, because without them, you would get your applications rejected in these 2 cases. So let's go ahead and test the purchase for all of them. I'm going to give Kimi for the design 1 point here. Now Fable and Kimi are on the home screen, but GPT decided to leave creating an account after the paywall, which I will give 1 point. Continue. And we are on the home screen for all 3. I really like the minimalistic look of the Fable what did, but I don't like protein, carbs, and fat all being cramped here. I think there is not going to be enough space, and that's the same design that GPT-5 took. Here, on the other hand, Kimi decided to put them separately. I think it's going to be easier, especially like when you start filling in more data or on smaller screen sizes. However, if I would have to pick my favorite top card out of all of them, it's probably going to be Fable. Next, I will move on to the bottom tabs. Kimi decided to use the native bottom tabs, and is the only model that did that. So I'm going to give for the native features 1 point to Kimi here. GPT messed up a little bit the bottom tabs. It had 4 icons and this one is off-centered. For the design overall, even though it didn't use like the native tabs, I really like how Fable decided to do it. Perfect. Moving on to the next feature, and that would be the main feature, logging in a meal. This screen, Kimi, is very simple and basic. These two have added a little bit of a UI. Let's give Fable and GPT Sol 1 point for design here. And let's go ahead and click the button. I would give GPT even more because I think it's a little bit better, the UI here. So I'll give 1 more point there. All right, after we receive the result from our API function that analyzed the image and extracted the calories using Gemini, we have this screen. On this two, this is a model, but it's a weird model in both cases because again, they reinvented the header of a model instead of using the header from the model itself. And as you can see, it's a bit weird because it has spaces in both cases. And if I scroll up, it scrolls with everything. Just because of this reason, I'm going to give Fable 1 point because it kind of works. The calories, you can adjust them yourself. These two models decided to do it with plus minus. And here it decided to do it with an input, but I don't think it manages properly the keyboard because I cannot scroll up to see the button or to see the inputs. If I will put it here and open the keyboard, yes, it manages perfectly the keyboard. Let's see here, keyboard. No, it doesn't. At least it makes space, not enough, but it doesn't scroll up when I open the keyboard. So for the keyboard itself, I would give Fable 1 for functionality. Perfect. Let's press log the meal, save the meal, log the meal. Okay, that's a lot of proteins. Maybe I will delete it. So if I long press here, let's see the deletion. If I long press here, I can delete. If I long press here, nothing happens. If I long press here, nothing happens. But here I can open and delete. Here I cannot do anything. I wanted to test some animations. So if I scan here, we have nice animations of the graphs. If I scan here, save meal, no animations. And no animations here. So design animation, Fable plus 1 point. Let's go ahead and see the history. All of them decided to add some kind of tabs for the period. I look through the code and Kimi is the only one that used a library for the charts. It uses gifted charts. And both Fable and GPT decided to build it themselves with using SVG. Perfect. Going back, what else do we have here? We have a settings screen. Let's go ahead to the settings. Sol decided to do it as a tab, this one as a page, and this one as a model. Overall, first look at this. I think the design-wise, GPT Sol did a bit better, especially that it separated the goals from the settings. While we're here, we can see that we can enable notifications on probably all of them, meal reminders. Now let's look at a more complex native feature, and here I'm talking the Apple Health. I will enable it here, and we see the Apple Health permissions. I will turn on all, and same things here. We can see that the native feature for Apple Health was implemented correctly for all of them, so I'm going to actually give them points. The next step is live activities. Usually calorie trackers would start a live activity, show you more information here. We see the live activity for Fable here running. If I long press it, it's going to show me the extended version. And here Kimi as well. I don't see a live activity for Sol, but let me see what's going on here with the live activity. I see this live button. So if I press it, apparently that's what is starting the live activity. So the live activity is there, it was implemented, but you have to manually start it. So that's why I'm not going to give the point for the native functionality here to Sol, but overall, like it implemented it correctly. The design I think is the weakest here. But on the home screen, it's not too bad. I actually like it. Let's have a look at the widgets. So I'm going to see what widgets it created. Here we have two of them, a small one and also a bigger one. So here are the widgets that this model have created. First of all, I'm pretty impressed that it managed to implement the widgets. It looks that it's working, except for the large one from Kimi. It has an error. Design-wise, what GPT 5.6 implemented like really stands out, because there are boxes inside like the widget. Overall, I think for the widget, I will give 1 point to Fable because it's working and it looks good, both of them. All right, I think I've covered most of the things from the UI and functionality wise. It's not perfect, like my scoring is definitely not perfect. Bear with me, but this is my very subjective results. Let's have a look at this. When it comes to functionalities, we have 4 points for Fable, we have 1 point for GPT 5.6, and 2 points for Kimi. Overall, like all of them, functionality-wise, have done a pretty amazing job because everything that was supposed to work is working really well. Like the applications are running, the scanner is working, all the charts are working, native site features are working. All of them did an amazing job functionality-wise, but these points are kind of bonus points for some small details that I could pick up from looking at them and the applications. Now moving on to the design, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points to Fable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to GPT 5.6, and 2 points for Kimi. All right, moving on to the native site features. Here we talked about the notifications, Apple Health integration, live activities, widgets, and here we have 4 points for Fable, 2 points for GPT, and we have 4 points for Kimi. Okay, let's do some results before we are looking at the cost. So Fable has in total 17, GPT 5.6 has 8, and Kimi has 8 as well. Look at that, who could expect it? Now let's look at how much did it cost all of these free models to build these applications. Kimi came in as the cheapest model and it costed us $17.2. In the second place is GPT 5.6 at $23.93, and the most expensive one, as you probably expected it, is Fable, which costed a whopping $82.3. Here we have it, guys. Here is the whole breakdown. All right, guys, that was the experiment. 3 top models, Fable 5, GPT 5.6 Sol, and Kimi K3, all competing at building with one single prompt a fully working mobile application. Overall, I think all of them did an amazing job. Like, it's incredible at what times we live in. If a couple of months ago we would have to handhold them and fix and go back and forth with the model to get something working, now we can one prompt everything into something that is working, and with a little bit of polish, these applications can be published to the market. Let me know which one is your favorite, and thank you very much, Clerk, for sponsoring this video and making it possible. I'll see you later. Bye bye.